Here's the thing. Both the card itself and also the dilemma that I'm currently facing. I'm still recovering from being sick. I stayed up way too late and woke up way too early this morning trying to build a deck that was cohesive for the thing that is also unique. I am so annoyed with playing against the exact same type of decks over and over. I'm getting C2 over and over again. Bullseye discard or this Mr. Fantastic Zabu Gwenpool, either the Surfer version or the buff version that has Mr. Sinister. And it's getting very boring. And so I wanted to do something different with the thing, but it's tough to be competitive in this meta right now. So I was like, hey, well, maybe there's something we can do with Doom 2099. And I tried that, and it was horrendous. Maybe there's something that we can try with Clog. And part of this challenge as well is that I'm also trying to build, like, budget versions of these decks. So that I don't want to put... There's a really prominent version of Clog that's out there that includes Merlin and Werewolf by Night and a bunch of other cards. I think also Mr. Fantastic. And I'm trying to build budget versions of them, and it's not enough. I was doing okay with this deck. Again, trying to go the approach of like classic Clog, not the Annihilus version, not the Werewolf by Night version with Merlin, which is significantly better. Instead of having a Annihilus and a Cannonball on your top end, you have a Red Hulk or a Gore, as it used to be. I just wanted to do Red Hulk just for fun, because that's what it used to be. And it's tough. This deck is actually pretty good. But the thing in this deck, it'd just be better if you played Cannonball. If you want to play this deck, you actually probably can play these exact cards. Take out Jeff, though. I put Jeff in here to accommodate the thing needing to move. Put in Merlin in here and play Cannonball. Put in Mercury and Cannonball, and this deck just gets way better. So what we're going to do tonight is I've brewed this up. It is very, very, very similar to the Elsa Bloodstone Hope Summers deck that I queued up for Human Torch earlier, that some people have been commenting that they're having good success with, except for it's less focused on that and just different cards. Similar flavor. I have no idea if it's good. I put Mobius in here because I see Bullseye discard everywhere, and I, in particular, dislike that deck. And after I play the games, I'll play both in Conquest and Ladder. I'll let you know my thoughts on this deck, on the thing as a card in general, but also just my thoughts on this deck. I'll let you know if it's worth playing, if the thing is worth getting after I have a chance to play it myself. Additionally, if you want to help me achieve a goal, please subscribe. I turned 28 this month, July. I actually got sick on my birthday, which was miserable. But in association with turning 28, I have two goals. The first one is to release 28 videos in the month of July. We're behind on it, but we're going to get there. I have some insane work cut out for me, but I'm going to do it. And in response to that, I hope that you would be kind enough to help me reach the second goal of 2,800 subscribers in the month of July. So subscribe. We're a ways off from reaching the milestone of 2,800 subscribers, but everyone counts. So help if you're interested in, a birthday present, respect the hustle, or just, you like Marvel Snap content and you like this ridiculous variant. I don't know. Subscribe would help. Let's get to the games. I want to try a mix of things, but I, believe it or not, I actually want to play Conquest. One, because I'm running out of time in the season to earn all these rewards for Conquest. I haven't played a single game yet. The only medals I have are the 75 I got from it. Oh, excuse me, ticket I got from the collector's track. Anyway, I want to save my rank on ladder because, again, I don't know if this deck is good. And for a video I'm working on tomorrow morning. So we'll play Conquest, see how it goes. Maybe we'll go on ladder if we're feeling brave. Also, I'm very, very curious. At least for me lately, whenever I queue up Snap, the colors seem like extra saturated and vibrant. It's very weird. Oh, Infinity Ultron is very cool. Love that card. Maybe that's what we'll do. They're probably gonna Quinjet, which means we'll Mobius on next to the shield so they can't. Yeah. Red Guardian it. I think it's unlikely that they have an Enchantress. They might, but never mind. We will not do that. Are you kidding me? What are the chances of that? This game, I swear. Hates me. I gotta remember I'm in conquest, so why not? Why not? We're in conquest. Oh my gosh, I did not get enough sleep. Yeah, Hengen deck. Too bad I don't have Mobius. That is very disappointing. Oh. I was gonna play... Well... I actually think I'd do it. Do I go for the Infinity Ultron? I don't think I do, actually. Believe it or not. I think I ignored the Infinity Ultron. Go this route because I don't want to fill up Human Torch yet. Here, have back an Infinity Ultron. What is this from? Agent 13? Interesting. It's kind of cool, Agent 13. White Queen. Oh, that helps a lot, actually. But do we want the energy instead? I have no idea. They're cooking us so far. Celestial Battleground, interesting. And they get the Iron Patriot discount. Man, they are just cooking me. Two buffs landed on Infinity Ultron. Can they go up by 10 power? Probably. Maybe not. By 1 point, I'm ahead. Whew! Hey, well, there we go. Proof's in the pudding. Ooh, interesting. That makes things very, very interesting. Kind of frustrating, too. This is not a bot. Okay, so here's what's frustrating. Depending on where they play, Sam is just going to get pulled to the Great Web. This is incredible. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. Pull the derp. Yes. Hey, that's nice. Oh, that's not nice. Mobius would be nice. The triple M. What are they pulling down? Interesting. Yeah, clog them up. Clog those puppies up. Oh, I'm kind of tempted to do this. Prevent me from moving. they get clogged up there for me to move my shield and come back into later. Guarantee where my buffs go. I actually think I love this idea. Boomer snap on him. Are they gonna Galactus me? Well, I can guarantee you that they're actually, I don't want anything to move, so I'm gonna leave that just how it is. Dang, we really need to draw some cards. Or do we go for it? Do we get... They're gonna if they Galactus, we're in trouble. So let's leave that how it is. This technically gains more than Torch does by being out. It also allows Torches cheaper to play. It's just interesting. Okay. Okay, so what we can do is put that there, put that there. Hold on. Move that there. 8. It gets 10 buffs. 10 doubles to 20. We go to 26, which is more than enough. And whatever happens here, happens here. We do go down in power, which is a bummer, but... Yeah, good stuff. Okay, the last game. What are they playing? Should I snap? Mill of some kind. Okay, don't need it, buddy. That's fine. We'll just Mobius. We'll Mobius. Oh, interesting. 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 Why are they milling me? Just to help fill up some locations, may as well. Get some crazy energy. Okay, we gotta... Dang. Man, Gladiator's just huge. Okay, so we gotta do this right. Oh, we got the Shongers. Okay. We'll do this, into this, into this. And that should give us some oomph. Do we need to do we do this? We're just clogging ourselves up that way. So this way, we're gonna have 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, depending on what we play, we can go Herbie and Shang or Herbie and Human Torch, but we also got some Jins to fill in with Elsa. No discounts for them, which is good. Oh, they fill up themselves. Which means we guaranteed draw Human Torch. And this is Misery? Yeah. That's a ton of energy for them. Let's see. This only has to go up by 3. Which it can do with Herbie. Even better. Okay, so we guarantee draw. That's so much energy. Okay, that is obvious, and then that. We just win. I'm really tempted to snap. Do I? The Boomer Snap? Are they gonna? Is a mill player gonna stay around for Boomer Snap? Shadow King me, maybe? For sure winning center. Pretty sure I can win the left. Oh, they do have priority, too. I'll just do it right back. However, I won't get the boost. The Elsa boost. But we'll win. We'll beat this location. We'll win, right? I'm glad I snapped.
Power must be controlled.
Perfect. Perfection. Absolute perfection. All right, you are now looking at a veteran Harry Perry. I've played the deck. I've played the thing. Okay? So here's the thing about the thing. He reminds me a lot of Infinity Ultron, which is a card that I love. I don't think that I'm going to love the thing as much as I love Infinity Ultron. But here's a reason for the reminder of Infinity Ultron. Or Devil Dino is another example. Devil Dino is a really, really fun card and can be really high-powered and really prominent, but it's also problematic because you're just waiting to be Enchantressed or Shanged if you play it out early. But if you don't play it out early, what are you doing the rest of the game to win a location? Like, what does the rest of the deck look like is a big question. And so the first question with the thing as well is, okay, cool, he does his thing. You play him on 5 or you play him on 6 with a 1-drop or something, but what does the rest of the deck look like? And finding that right synergy, I think, is actually pretty complicated. As I mentioned, I stayed up way late last night and woke up really early this morning to experiment, and I tried both zoo decks and dump-style decks and low-cost decks and Doom decks, and none of them were really singing. And my initial thought was to go towards an Elsa Bloodstone deck. I really like Elsa Bloodstone decks. I think it just makes so much sense with Human Torch and the thing. I was like, yeah, it makes absolute sense, but I had already kind of done that, so I was avoiding it, and I'm inevitably back to it, and it does well. Again, so here's the reminder, or here's not the reminder, the connection of how I think he's like Infinity Ultron. You kind of have to commit your turn 5 to him, or have a plan to be able to commit to him on turn 6 while still having a meaningful turn 5, if that makes sense. Infinity Ultron decks, and this is coming from someone who plays a lot of Infinity Ultron decks, you have to commit to Infinity Ultron on 5, or else why is he even in your deck? Because you don't want to play Infinity Ultron as a 6-powered Infinity Ultron. The Thing is better. He'll get up to 10 even if you play him on 6, where Infinity Ultron is just 6 power. But still, to really benefit from him, you got to be committed to playing the Thing and filling that location. And so there's that specific requirement that I think is going to make it where, similar to Infinity Ultron, in the right deck with the right synergistic cards, it's going to be a really fun card to play and actually quite powerful. People aren't going to be able to plan around it the right way. It's going to do a lot. But it's not going to be as plug and play as Mr. Fantastic is or as Human Torch is. I really do think that the Thing is going to be... What is going on with my hair? I think that's even worse. I think the Thing is going to kind of have his home, maybe in Elsa Bloodstone style decks, maybe something like this. I don't know. But similar to how Infinity Ultron is good, he has his own home. He's not really expanding outside of that. I think the Thing will be the same way. In most situations, I think Cannonball is actually a better card than the Thing, like I mentioned in the Clog deck. However, in this deck, he did feel pretty good. And I think that I could experiment with this deck a little bit more, because the cool thing about the Thing, he works around Cosmo. That's who I was searching for. Like Shang or Gladiator, or not Gladiator, Shang and Cannonball, Cosmo shuts down. You can have your own Cosmo as a way to protect your cards, to protect your own thing, and he will still destroy something. So he does, like he gets, if you play him on 5, he gets to 5/10 and destroys something. Yes, it's random, but still, it's significant. So yeah, I think I was kind of saying that, wow, I think Herbie was the weakest of the cards that were going to be released this season. I actually think that it's the Thing, now that I've played it. I really, really like Herbie, and I think Herbie is way more versatile. He's not having his time in the sun, the limelight, because the 2-cost slot is just super competitive right now. He's kind of power crept out, and he's a new card. I do think that the Thing, this is getting very redundant, is the weakest of the cards that are going to release this season. Obviously, we haven't seen Sue yet, or Mole Man, or Mad Thinker, but I even think Mole Man might be a little bit better than Thing, because you're just really, really restricted in benefiting from him. Like when you have a card in your deck, it is taking up one of 12 spots. It needs to deliver on its value. The Thing has value, and he can deliver, but the restrictions to get him to deliver are very tight, and so it makes the rest of the deck, I think, pretty tight, similar to Infinity Ultron. So do I think he's worth it? No, I think he's the one. Like if I were planning my resources based off, how cards were performing, again, it's not. Let's wait till weekend missions and see what people brew up with him. But so far in my experience, he would be the card that I would want to skip, and I would want to get the others. Like Human Torch is really amazing, which you'll see in this video. He's amazing. So that's my review of the Thing. Thanks for watching. It means a lot that you watched all the way to the end. Helps the video perform. If you haven't already, subscribe and leave a like. And be prepared, subscribe, because tomorrow we have Grand Arena coming, and I have the day off, which is awesome, and we're just going to crank out videos. So there's going to be a lot coming tomorrow. I'm extremely excited for Grand Arena, but thanks for watching, and just for one last time, here's the Thing.